Hello and welcome. This is Gigi, and this is a weekly tarot reading for my Virgos for the week starting February 1st, 2016. And if you like to have a private reading from me, you can send me an email at gigileetarot@gmail.com. You can also subscribe to my channel. I would be very appreciative. You can like and share my videos with your friends and your family. And I also documented below the video where you could find me on social media. And now on to your reading, my Virgo. I want you to know that before recording your reading, I always meditate and ask Spirit for guidance. And I also pre-shuffle the cards. And let's see what we have for you in the past position. 10 of Swords. Yeah, very difficult energy. I mean, Mercury retrograde is very difficult for, any Mercurian ruler sign, so Virgos and Gemini. But I felt that this one was very difficult for for my Virgos. Because, you had initially, it started in Aquarius, which is your sixth house, yourself. It's not the house that represents yourself, but it's the house of Virgo. So it will definitely, it was a way to pressure you, or I'm not sure if you're the one who made some type of mistake in terms of communicating, because it's an air element. It could be in your head. You may have some type of, but I think I said that last week for you. Maybe you tried to go back and you made another mistake by trying to fixing things, but now things that some of your partnership or communication will end or has ended. Okay, this is what it means to have the 10 of Swords in the near past position. So you're starting this week knowing this. And what we have in the near past position here is a 3 of Rods, a 3 of Wands, and you're ready to move on. What is done is done. You're up and you're ready to move on. Okay? You have a different outlook, a different type of perspective about how you want to go, about doing the things that you were thinking of in terms of your passion, your desires in life, your goals, your inspiration. I say this because Rods is a fiery element, so it brings us the fire within us, which is, like I said, what we love and passionate about. So now you're already moving on. You're already thinking about that, and you seem to have a lot of project. It's a great energy to have the 3 of Wands or the 3 of Rods in a spread, because it shows that you have the will. Okay, and it's just that you're already on the path. Okay, you're already walking towards it. It's not like the 2 when you're looking at it. Now you're on it, so it's good. Okay, it's good for you, my Virgos. And let's see what we have in the future position this week. We have the Moon. Interesting. I think there'll be a new moon. Don't quote me on that. I'm not gonna say it, but that may affect you. I don't have the detail here, but the last moon that we have was a full moon, and it was in Leo. It was approximately the 24th of January. So Leo is your 12th house, is the house of karma. Is the last house before yours. So karma, self-undoing, house of hidden enemies, isolation, foreign travel. It represents a lot of things, but it's also the last placement of the zodiac, and it's where the soul comes to die. Okay, so you have this new moon. You have the moon card here. It's a very emotional card. I think some of you are going through different type of feelings inside, but you have to look forward. You have to look at the future. You cannot stay in the past, and whatever it is now, you have to deal with it and just keep on moving and going forward. Even if there's some element of, not being fully happy with how things are, we all go through that. And sometimes, it takes two, So in terms of relationship, people have walked out of your life. It's best for them to stay out. If you walked out of their life, sometimes it's a mutual agreement. It's better. Sometimes that's what Spirit says. This is where this has to hand. So maybe you'll be reminiscing, because this is in a future position. So maybe you'll be reminiscing this week about, who's in and who's out. Okay. But, it's just, I feel that it's just life. That's what it is. Okay. And what we have in the future position, in the outcome position for you, my Virgos, is the King of Swords. Interesting that it's this position. I mean, I feel that maybe some of you are like preparing to go against someone or preparing to fight. I say this because he's looking at the future, and the first thing that is pointing in the future is the swords. So maybe you have some idea or feeling of vengeance, or maybe you want to protect yourself. I'm not sure, but if it's feeling of vengeance, I'm telling you, don't go for that. Don't do it, because especially having a new moon in our 12th house, a full moon in 12th house, karma is going to come to you. That's what it says. Karma, 12th house is about karma. So for my Virgos, those that are, coming from a good place, maybe sometimes our ego is affected by that. It may not be about that. Like I said, it's a general reading, but those of you who are looking to go ahead and, have this defensive, or not, maybe more aggressive way going forward, I told you, the new moon, especially your new moon is in Leo, it's fire. So if you have this energy, it's going to come back to you. So be cautious. But it could just be also that you are just protective of yourself. Sometimes people disappoint us so much that now you're like, enough, I'm not giving anybody else. I'm giving you this, just not who I am. I'm showing you this, and this is what I want to perceive. And I think for some Virgos, it could be better for you. I think when you gain that mental clarity with this transit, you'll have again in your 5th and 6th house of career, house of work, you're gonna have to change maybe, or you're gonna know how to deal with things differently, or how to deal with people. For those of you that are in business, those of you that are in school, maybe you'll know that there's personality that are just not compatible, because it could just be that you were the one trying and things did not work out. It does not mean that you're the one necessarily, but the Mercury retrograde affects you more than anybody else, you and Gemini. So I feel that you came out on this one a little bit shaken, and there could be people that left your life, but it's always for the better. So new people could come in. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you on this, my beautiful Virgos. Love you, and see you next week. Bye, my Virgos.